Eric White, welcome to episode 153 of the Drag Driver Pete Show.
How crazy is that? 153?
Dude, it just continues. We do this like in every week. It kind of goes up by one. It's so weird. Well, I'm excited. I feel like I've been gone for like a month or something, man. This trip to Back to the Streets was pretty wild. I really, we'll talk about it in a little bit. Tonight, we've got a whole packed show of drag and drive news and entertainment. Dude, I'm telling you, we've got people on from Back to the Streets. We've got the busy season. I'm not even going to put it in air quotes with my fingers. It is the busy season coming up. And there's some cars that are going to debut at Six Summer that are cool that you got talking about in the J-Wire Solutions segment. And then like we got Matt Lang on, who's the promoter of Back to the Streets. And then we've got a bunch of racers that are on too from the 2026 event. And I can't wait to get these folks on because I want to talk about wins and loss records. I want to talk about camping because, bro, Back to the Streets took camping to an entirely new level. Like 80+% of people camped at Back to the Street. It was absolutely insane. Plus, it's no prep. And I really have some like thoughts, like one, why, two, how, and three, like, how do you get your car set up for that? You know, guys like Dan Chandler that run a bunch of events every year, did he change his stuff? So he's on tonight too to talk about all that stuff. So if you don't mind, sir, let's hit the intro video and let's do this thing.
All right, let's go.
Sorry, I was finishing up sharing out the event, which I hope folks will do as we get in here to episode 153 of the Drag Driver Pete Show presented by Summit Racing. Like I said earlier, we got Matt Lang and a whole bunch of racers on from Back to the Streets tonight. It's going to be awesome. It was really cool to hang out with a bunch of people. And, you know, a lot of times we end up at a hotel a couple nights a trip. We end up at the camping a couple nights a trip. This time I slept in the truck 3 of the 4 nights I was gone. Man, I don't know if I want to do that anymore. It was great. The Ford truck is great. It's a 4-door, so there's plenty of room. But man, unloading and loading and doing all the stuff you have to do during that, it kind of sucked. So ended up setting up the tent the last night that kind of connects to the canopy. And it was really good. We had a good time with that. But, you know, the one thing that was cool was getting to see all of our race car friends. That was all like, dude, there were so many people there that just follow us. I mean, I got to meet a ton of new people that I'd never met before, and they come up, and it's so cool to hear, hey, man, I've been watching your stuff, or dude, the whole drive here, we listened to your podcast stuff. That was really neat. So I appreciate everybody doing all of that and coming up and making those comments. So appreciate you guys for all of that. And then, of course, you know, these kind of trips wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. I mean, these guys, they work hard for us. We try and work hard for them and talk about us. If you're going to do some shopping, we'd appreciate if you'd hit up like Summit Racing, who's the title sponsor of the show and the news that happens on Saturday mornings. And then, of course, the circuit, which happened just a few weeks ago. Deechworks, of course, the official fuel delivery of Drag Driver Pete. You know, they brought 2 cars to the circuit and sponsored the Racer Party and have sponsored our Feed the Racers program, which is how we do lunches and snacks at our single day event. So appreciate them for that. Molly Motorsports, of course, best pistons in the game. You have pistons you're putting pistons in the car rebuild. Yep. And then, of course, Adam drove all the way out from North Carolina to come out and see us at the circuit. Appreciate them. And then Driven Racing Oil, who is everywhere, bro. Have you seen they're at like tractor pools, and they're doing, I think, 80% of the Dragon drives this year they're going to be on. It's absolutely crazy. J-Wire Solutions, of course, Jay and Brian came down, just kicking ass. We're going to talk about a new project car at J-Wire that is going to be a great debut this weekend. Howard's Cams, of course, Luke B and the boys over there, valve train specialist. That's all I'm going to say. If you need your valves to open, Luke is your man, right? AFCO Racing Products, of course, not just suspension pieces. They do cooling, they do radiators and stuff like that. Performer built transmissions, best GM transmission builders on the planet. I mean, they put a Camaro in the 7s with a 4L60. Like, you can't, dude. Let's be honest, that's pretty awesome. Car Chains 3D, Corey and the boys up there at the 3D Printing Masters. I mean, there's so much stuff that they've got for all the cars. Saturday morning, we're going to talk about a new S10 dash piece they have that they've made that comes out just badass. And, of course, Low Dollar Motorsports, all the daily burnouts, of course, sponsored by them, but then also all of the cool stuff that comes with all of these race cars. Man, there were so many low dollar stickers on cars at Back to the Streets last week. It was pretty freaking cool. And, of course, as we move into the show here, Summit Racing, we'll let Mr. Brian Loans tell us about what they got going on over there.
What does it mean to be built with Summit? It means you're hitting the autocross, drag strip, road course, trail, dirt, or open road with confidence. Because built with Summit means you're using parts from the top names in performance, priced to make your project affordable. And it's all backed by trusted tech expertise and blazing fast shipping. Summit Racing Equipment. Let's build it together. SummitRacing.com.
And dude, we're getting close to some events that Brian Loans will be at. It's going to be kind of awesome. But first up, you sent me this today, maybe?
Yeah.
Tell us about this right here. What's going on?
Yeah, pretty cool photo from Drag Week. What would have that been? 2024, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the photos that I had taken, one of the photos it was on the cover of that magazine, which was super cool. So thought this was neat. Again, you can use code road trip at checkout, $20 off of $250, $40 off of $500, or $80 off of $1,000 or more.
That's awesome. And we do still have some of the discount codes left from the circuit, but I think I've got 4 or 5 maybe left, something like that. So if you guys are needing them, hit me up.
Yeah. And then I don't know if you had saw this post, but they had put this post here. Why is wearing a certified helmet so important to your personal safety? And posted that video. I don't know if you got a chance to see it, but it was kind of cool just to see how your brain moves around during impact and how these certified helmets help, I don't want to say prevent, but reduce the risk of injury in that. So it was just a quick 2-minute video by Snell that I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah, I'll have to watch that tomorrow for sure. And of course, if everybody saw the accident from the weekend at King of the South, bro,
that
wear
was
your safety stuff.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly. So perfect timing with this post. And again, it's just a quick 2-minute video, but I mean, we all know running certified helmets is a requirement anyways, but
yeah,
get a good helmet and, kind of talks about why you want to do that in here. I thought it was kind of neat.
Oh, dude, for sure. Great find. And I'll have to watch that here in a little bit. While you guys are on summitracing.com, you can grab your Drag Drive Repeat Summit branded merch while you're on there. They've got hats and hoodies and t-shirts and big brim hats. And dude, we sold out of the baseball caps that we bought from them at the circuit in 2 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
I thought we had bought more than enough, but we did not. We did not at all. Tell us what's going on in Drag Drive Repeat updates, bro, because you've been busy.
Yeah, so I think it was last Wednesday I had mentioned that axle nut on the Silverado that I daily drive was loose. I didn't quite know what was wrong with it, but I knew it was making some crazy noises and binding up. Just before the show last week, I jacked it up and I took the front wheel and I was able to wiggle it this way, the way that it shouldn't wiggle, and found that the axle nut had backed itself off and in turn took out the wheel bearing. So I parked it, went to get on the Harley. The Harley wouldn't start from the winter. So ended up getting into the 240, which thankfully was on trickle charger. So was able to drive that Thursday and Friday. And then on Saturday, their picture on the left was able to get the wheel bearing replaced. And, every 2-hour job that turns into an 8-hour job. Everything went really smooth until it came to get the wheel hub off the steering knuckle. And that I had a full blown sledgehammer out there. And after a few hours, neighbor Dan had come over and helped me. And we were able to finally pound the thing out. And then after that, it went back together pretty quick.
Nice.
Other than I didn't take the old one with me to the parts store. And I was like, yeah, let me get that cheap one, the cheapest one, which was still like $130.
Yep.
And get back and it's got the wrong plug-in for the sensor. So go back to the parts store and take the old one with me this time. And he grabs, just the top one that's on his screen, which was now $250 from $130. And it had the right plug. And I was like, okay, I'll buy that one. But before we do, can I look at that $150 one, the one that's $100 cheaper? And he didn't seem real excited that I asked him to go get that, but it was the right plug-in. So I was like, yeah, let me get that one instead.
Yeah, bro, dude, get out of here with the super expensive one, please.
But with that, driving the 240 for a couple days and then took it out over the weekend since the weather was nice. I really kind of fell in love with it again. When something sits for a while, I'm sure with the truck and everything, you get back in it and you just love it. So for those that don't know, my dad had fallen here 20 days ago and tore up his knee. So I don't think he's going to be coming with me to Six Summer. So I think I might bring the 240 along on Six Summer.
Let's go, dude. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
It'll be fun to put the top down. Hopefully the weather's nice, 5.3 T56, jump in and, just cruise along. It'll be fun, I think.
Yeah. Cruise along with the cool kids.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. That'd be awesome. Wow. Well, cool. Well, I didn't do anything but drive home on Monday. So my weekend was spent with the Back to the Streets team. And I did pick up my old truck. I think I picked up Monday afternoon. And it is back at the house now, so it's time to start all the updates on it. So that's my updates for the Drag Drive Repeat time this weekend.
Yep.
Race Car Friends member updates. This is something new we're going to start this week, and we're going to try and do this weekly. We're going to, reach out to these Race Car Friends members, see what they got going on. We're going to start this week with the Back to the Streets event, of course, with all these guys going in. So, Race Car Friends members, this is where we're going to feature you guys at events and things like that. So Adam Hodson won small tire in the Gap train, which is kind of fun. I got to watch that all weekend. This was really cool. No prep, runs 530s and 540s all weekend in a legit street truck. Drove that thing everywhere. Went 8-1, bro. 8-1. And the one he lost was like I think it was a last round in regular or something like that. It was pretty crazy. John Doherty, who's going to be on here later, Gearhead Perspective, took the Nova. He won the Back to the Streets entry that we did with the Race Car Friends members group. He went 7-3 in the 650 index, which is freaking badass. Spent a lot of time with him and Shanda this weekend. It was a lot of fun. They were great hosts. And then Casey Banner, another 650 index, ended up racing John Doherty 3 times. Over the weekend. John won 2 of the 3 races. So Dan Chandler in 750 index went 5-5. Okay. This is where it gets really important. 4 of his wins came from Sunday when it mattered the most. So in the eliminations, Dan won 4 times. It means he won 1 time during the regular event. It's like, damn, dude, come on, get a win. And he did when it mattered most. So he went 4-1 on Sunday, which I thought was pretty freaking cool. He'll be on in just a little bit as well. And then Scott Story, he finished up his car. If you'll remember, he was the one that wrecked at Brown County last year in the white Firebird. Car is an incredible color. We've got a full video coming out on that very soon. I think it's probably tomorrow with Brian dropping it. Finished it just literally days before the event. Like I don't even think the paint was dry when he pulled into the track. They did a bunch of really cool updates that he talks about in the video and stuff. And then caught up with him the night before the finals. He did a really good burnout at the Kamek Station route stop. I mean, it was really a good time. We had a lot of fun with all of those folks. And then Red Hat Scotty, another Race Car Friends member, is his article for Backbone of Drag and Drive drops tomorrow. So that's our Race Car Friends members update. We will have more updates on this. This is going to become a normal thing as we move into the rest of the year because we have so much stuff. We have a bunch of Race Car Friends members. If you'd like to become a Race Car Friends member, just dragdriverepeat.com/racecarfriend and it'll take you. A Race Car Friend member, I think, is what will take you over there and give you all the details and things like that. So pretty cool stuff, man.
Yeah, I love it.
All right. Let's talk about some event stuff though, man.
All right, let's go.
Hey, it's Brandon from Fort Smith, Arkansas here. Driven Racing Oil is a performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application. Whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or pushing the limits in top-fueled drag boats and demo derbies, winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting-edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cleaning and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance.
Oh, yeah. And code DDR10 gets you that 10% discount off of anything on the Driven Racing Oil website. So if you're doing some shopping over there, make sure to enter that code DDR10 and save you a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So some Drag Drive Pete event updates. Day counts we got here. The 2-lane throwdown by Velocity Motorsports, June 20th. That's only 24 days away.
Bro, I started doing my time away from home on the June calendar. It's pretty busy. This is going to be a good one.
Yep. So pretty cool there. The Route 66 Roundup by Velocity Motorsports. That one is August 7th. 67 days away for that.
Yeah.
And the one everyone is waiting for, the Short Circuit, November 6th and 7th. That's 163 days away.
Yeah. And some huge news for this coming next week. Huge news. Couldn't get it done in time for today because of computer issues and things like that, but huge news for that. Eric doesn't even know about it.
So I have no clue.
It's going to be awesome. Registration opens for that one July 17th for Drag Drive Repeat event participants, and then July 18th for newcomers if there's any spots available.
Yes, sir. Excited for those events. And again, man, first one in 24 days feels like we just had the last one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
it does feel like that.
Looking at our event updates for May, Turn and Burn is already done. Back to the Streets, which we're going to talk about a bunch tonight, is done, which leaves Drop the Hammer May 28th through 31st, starts tomorrow. And Six Speed Fest May 28th through 30th at Beach Bend Raceway also starts tomorrow. So we are, excuse me, one day away from our last events of May, and before we jump into our busy June.
Oh, dude, June is insane.
So a couple things here on Drop the Hammer. Tons of people posting in the group about getting their car ready. Tommy Dupree there on the left got his car loaded up, ready for Drop the Hammer. John Pranger loaded up, ready to go. They are going to take racers until 10 a.m. on Friday. So if you show up to Drop the Hammer at Mid-Michigan Motorplex, you have until 10 a.m. on Friday to get in. So if you are in that area and your car is ready to go, that's where you need to be.
Yeah, load your shit up tonight and go up there because it's going to be awesome. I go ahead and run through this list of racers that are going to be on site.
Yeah, there's going to be up to 130 racers, 20 cruisers, 30 or more first-time racers. to drop the hammer, which is huge. Larry Larson going to be there, which is going to be awesome to see. First time coming back to a drag and drive in how long?
Like 10 years, dude.
Yeah,
10
going to be
years.
wild. Goldstone is going to bring the Javelin instead of the Chevelle, which he was originally planning on bringing, so that'll be cool. Val Morris coming in the Camaro. Sean Skipper planning to attend as well. So there's a good list of racers that are coming to drop the hammer, which is going to be super exciting.
Yeah, and this is the event that Steve Morris took home the quickest regional 8th mile event from in our Drag and Drive Awards. So, man, the list of racers that are on there looks like it's probably going to be a drop the hammer winner again.
Yeah. Rob Lamperic, trailers loaded, leaving tomorrow.
Dude, that guy's
Dusted.
great.
This podcast is playing over Android Auto as we are on our way to Speedfest. We got home from Back to the Streets 10:30 a.m. on Monday.
Yeah, he said he was going to be home less than 48 hours and do maintenance on the car and then was right back to it. Because I was like, dude, why don't you just stay down here? He goes, man, I left all the tools I need to get all the stuff done at the house. So, yeah, pretty crazy.
Yeah,
that's a turnaround to go from, what is essentially Terre Haute, Indiana for no, Bunker Hill's not in Terre Haute, wherever it's at. Anyways, all the way back to Pennsylvania, all the way down to back to Kentucky.
Yeah, wild. Best of luck, man. We'll talk about him later as well with Drop the Hammer, but man, to do 2 events back to back like that, it's gonna be fun.
Well, and dude, he was at the circuit. So circuit to Pennsylvania to back to the streets to Pennsylvania to Speedfest.
So the 6th Speedfest is the other one going on starting tomorrow. Man, $30 online to get in, kids 12 and under free. If you are anywhere in this area, again, another great event to attend. You can see the schedule there on the left of that picture there. Thursday, gates open at 8 a.m., tech from 10 a.m., and then testing 2 to 8. Friday, gates again open at 8 a.m., qualifying starting at 10 a.m. The loser show at 8 p.m. and top fuel and jet finale at 9:30 p.m. That's going to be pretty sweet as well. And then Saturday, again, gates open at 8, racing at 10, jets and anthem at 5 p.m., laser show, which sounds kind of cool, at 8 p.m., final rounds at 9 p.m., and then another top fuel and jet finale at 9:30. So again, Beach Bend Raceway, going to be another sweet event.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one. And, of course, anytime you mix Sick the Magazine, Streetcar Takeover, and bragging rights, I mean, dude, it's going to be 300 cars of some of the baddest out there.
Yeah. And then moving into our June events here, wow, Street Weekend, June 4th through 7th, 8 days away.
Crazy.
Street Car Challenge, same June 4th through 7th, also 8 days away. Rocky Mountain Race Week 1.0, June 5th, 9 days away. Alaska Speed Week, which I haven't heard much about Alaska Speed Week. This is June 8th. That's only 12 days away. Six Summer, obviously June 15th, 19 days away. BC Drag It Challenge, June 17th, 21 days away. Home Quarter Drag and Drive, June 19th, 23 days away. Again, 2-lane Throwdown, which we talked about, June 20th is 24 days away. East Coast Drag and Drive, June 26th, 30 days away. The Great American Detour, June 27th, 31 days away. And Buckeye Skips, rounding out the month of June, 33 days away. That puts us at 50 events for the year. And again, you can find those all at dragdriverepeat.com/event list -2026.
Dude, that's insane. That
is a
11,
huge list.
11 events in June is over the top.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. My plan for Rocky Mountain Race Week is to go to day 0 and day 1. I'm going to drive up Friday and then head home Sunday morning.
Dustin, you ain't lying. Sent my oil sample to Blackstone. want to say between the circuit and back to the streets, it was 4,500 miles, 2,738 to the circuit alone.
Buddy, we appreciate you coming out, man. Thank you for doing that. I mean, that's incredible. That is incredible to do that. Thank you.
For sure. And again, code DDR10 driven racing oil. Again, get 10% off of anything, oil, degreaser, any other products. Again, save yourself 10%. Use code DDR10. All right, let's jump into some J-Wire stuff. We got a few cool things here to talk about as well.
What's up, guys? My name is Cole from Fort Worth, Texas. Expert car and marine wiring solutions that you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, hell, even your drag and drive car. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience way better, like their blinker module that is just a must for all drag and drive cars. This module will allow your rear turn signals to continue to function while the brake pedal is applied, just like stock. Find all the details at jwiresolutions.com.
Oh, yeah.
Bring it on.
I'm excited about this one.
Me too. I
This
love
thing-
when new stuff is out.
Yeah. And I kind of heard a little bit about this at the circuit. You know, it was a very hush-hush, but new vehicle in the stable here. Check this thing out. For one, I absolutely love the look of it.
Dude, the
There was there was a great post by J-Wire, but just to paraphrase it a little bit here, said, without further delay, let us officially introduce you to the newest hot rod in the Fast Act stables, Kyle Acton's 1985 LS swapped Blazer, affectionately referred to as Circle K. Although it's not completely together, it will make its debut at Drop the Hammer next week.
Bro, listen, I had a two-door, two-wheel drive square body Blazer. Special place in my heart for those things, man.
Yes, absolutely.
And that one looks so good too.
It does. It does. Pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
that
not only does
picture
it,
is at Mid-Michigan.
yeah. So, you know, they already did some testing, and look at that. 997 already.
Nice. Right out of the gate, bro.
So pretty excited to see, you know, another Acton out doing some racing, another person getting into drag and drive. It's going to be super cool, beautiful looking truck. And man, I just can't wait to see what those guys do and what Kyle ends up doing with this thing. And I'm excited for him to dive off into this crazy, you know, genre of racing that we all love so much. So super cool.
They've been out and been to a couple days of stuff with when Brian and Jay were at events that were close-ish. And I think it's going to be awesome seeing him do this. He's done a bunch of land speed stuff in his dad's cars over the years and has raced it and has run eights in the Nova and all that kind of stuff. I think this car or this Blazer is going to be really cool. Plus, we talk about all the time this 10.0 street car stuff, dude. This thing, I mean, to run 997 first time out tells you there's probably a lot more left in it, right? But if they're going to chase some Street Machine Eliminator stuff, you can't have two better dudes than guys that are, as meticulous as Jay and Brian are to be out there trying to hunt some of those 10.0 numbers.
Yeah, it's there already. So now it's just fine tuning it.
Yeah. So it'll do it every time, everywhere.
Yep. So again, best of luck to him at Drop the Hammer as well. And another person here, Camp Counselor Bob, he said, 33 days away from the Great American Detour, and I have officially put 20 miles on the car since the rebuild. And then he goes on to say, in those 33 days, I'll be out of town 2 weeks for work, and 2 of those days will be driving to New York. So he said, I'm thinking test passes next weekend, and then to set out on a 6,000-mile journey is the only way this is going to happen. So,
man, I can't wait.
Yeah, for sure. And this thing's going to be so cool cruising down Route 66 from New York to LA. Like, I just can't say enough how cool that's going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I will agree completely. I think it's going to be really awesome. The group chat that he's created for this event it looks like it's going to have some amazing people and amazing cars in it and all that kind of stuff. So this is going to be really fun, especially with that car, big turbo LS now and the old truck, be cruising along with him in the old truck. So that'll look really good side by side.
Yep. And event schedule there on the right, you can see the days and the tracks. So definitely, if you haven't seen that, head over to Great American Detour on Facebook and you can get that schedule there.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm ready. Him and I were talking about when he was going to head out that way and kind of start to drive, because I'm going to try and convoy up there with him. There's not very many folks that are coming from our part of the country to ride along. So it's going to be really, really a good time.
Yep. And the last thing here under the J-Wire section, I want to touch the Havlicks Streetcar Shootout. Man, we are only 71 days away from this event.
I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait. This thing is going to be insane. I want to. They're doing ride-alongs. Ride-alongs. You can ride along in some of these cars.
Yeah, pretty awesome. Again, I say it all the time, but this really is one of my favorite events of the year. I'm so glad that it's close enough that I can attend this every year. So super excited. Just running through the schedule real quick. Thursday, August 6th, gates open at 8. Tech goes until 5. The ride-alongs begin at 3 p.m. again on Thursday. And then they have their epic track photo shoot that they do every year. Again, big explosion last year. I guarantee you they're going to do something even crazier this year.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm bigger for sure.
Yeah.
Bigger explosion.
Yeah. Friday, August 7th, gates open at 8. The final tech goes until noon. They have a free test and tune, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And then all class qualifying starts at 6. And then on Saturday, eliminations start at 9 a.m. The race features start at 6 p.m. and your awards will follow elimination. So again, if you are anywhere near Cordova for the weekend of August 6th through August 8th, please come and check this out. It's going to be an amazing time. Super cool cars always come out for this event, stuff that you don't see at any other events. So again, be sure to check it out.
In forever, you know what I mean? Like cars that are coming that haven't raced in a long time. Rodney Reeves, yes, I intend to drive the old truck to New York.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not going to trailer anything up there because it's so much easier as you come back across to not worry about going back.
Right. All right. So that wraps up our J-Wire segment. If you want to jump into the Molly stuff, I will be right back.
Okay. All right. Molly Motorsports up next here. Of course, like I said a few minutes ago, the Adam and the team out there coming all the way out from North Carolina to see us here at the circuit event. I'll play this intro and then we'll get to it. Not that intro. Not that one. This one.
Looking for a forged piston kit for your vehicle? You need Molly Motorsport Power Pack. What is Power Pack? It's the ultimate forged piston kit that comes complete with pistons, performance file fit rings, hot string steel pins, and clips, all engineered to work together, so all you have to do is build something great. Find your Power Pack at mollymotorsport.com.
And again, I appreciate Molly and the team over there. I'm going to text Matt Lang. He's going to actually help us kick off this segment here real quick. Get him text. But big shout out to Molly, not just sponsors of the program that we have here. One of our first sponsors to come on board at Drag Driver Pete and also Drag and Drive Racer. So George Wright, you can see there on the left side of your screen. I mean, he's got a 800 plus horsepower Duster that he races in all motor small block. And then of course, Eric Grillo on the other side, stick shift Nova, runs almost into the nines. I think he's been 10.07 a couple different times. Well, I want to run through back to the streets winners while we wait for Matt to get in here, because I want him to kind of go over some of the cool, fun stories and how it is set up for Back to the Streets. So Back to the Streets winner, of course, format here is different than a traditional drag and drive. Mike Galimi and I were actually texting back and forth about how this was so much different than any other drag and drive that's out there, even like Heads Up Hustle or Rocky Mountain Race Week, because you still run your averages to get to the shootout, where Matt's format is heads up racing off the trailer every day, no warm-up runs, no testing, no anything. Basically, this year you got 6 rounds of racing heads up and 3 days of event hosting. Winners with 50% or more wins, they raced in a group A category, and then racers with less than that raced in a group B. So everybody still went heads up the whole way. One thing I did like is that he has a first round losers move in of A group, move into the B group. So that was kind of cool the way that worked out. But winner, small tire of group A. So the first list will be all group A winners. Adam Hodson takes it again over Austin Sanchez in one of the best finals we've seen. Austin literally gets on the scramble button and the car gets all kinds of squirrely, about 400 feet out. It was a really good video. Brian is working on it right now, literally as we speak, and it should be out tomorrow. Those 2 guys have won this event, small tire class, each year. Like Adam won it, or Austin won it the first year. Adam won it the next 2, Austin won the first 2, Adam, and then Adam this year. So we got to have some kind of like battle royale or something, I don't know, on those guys. Stick shift was won by John Marks in the Toyota truck that just is freaking shoots all the right flames in all the right places. Super cool rig. He won it over Matt Walter Racecraft. Matt's car, so freaking cool to watch, I'll tell you that much. It launches and just rides out like it should, but in the finale, couldn't get it to go down. I think when he shifted to third, he got squirrely. It was kind of at the transition of Bunker Hill as he shifted, and it got a little loose, and he didn't make it work from there. So next up, True Street. This was my favorite class, I think, by far. Dave McKenna won that one over Travis Martin. I think Dave has won this class like every year, maybe. Matt will be able to tell us that in just a minute. I feel like this was the race of the day. The race of the finale was Dave McKenna and Travis Martin. Travis Martin, you guys know from Mid-America Customs. He's on there quite a bit. He has done just about every drag and drive that's out there. Him and Amanda are longtime drag and drive racers in the slow mod white 4th gen Camaro. Dude, that was a great race. Hard tire, Jamie Allen over Noah Glass. I love hard tire racing. I think it's fun to watch, especially in no prep situations, because these guys, they're literally on a tire tread wear of 220 or greater, and they are pouring all of the power in there. These guys would have been competitive in small tire or True Street, I'm telling you, but they're doing it on a hard tire because they like problems. Modern class, the Hooligan Brothers modern class, David Lips, or as everyone knows him here, Dustin Carlington, taking that win over Kyle Burkett. Dude, he was on rails all weekend. He just made it happen. It was awesome to see him go down. I think he made a full throttle pass nearly every time. I think he had to let out one time. 650 index winner, Josh Felix in the Pontiac Ventura, not a Chevrolet Nova, over Eric Shook, I don't know, some shit like that. SCHUCH, however you say that. But he's in the blue Monza. Love the blue Monza. It has progressively gotten faster over the years. So he was in 650 index in the final Group A. 750 index Group A final was Colton Mills over Derek Adams, which sounds familiar because we've talked about him a couple different times. He has the Geo Tracker, the white tracker, right? Everybody knows that rig. He was driving a brown Fairmont this time that actually belongs to his kid, and he brought it out to race and went to the finals in 750 index. So it's pretty cool.
Dang.
Yeah, it was awesome. Let's rotate through these next bits here.
Yeah, so Group B winners, small tire, Bailey DuPont over Kyle Sudemeyer, which I don't recognize either one of those names.
No, I'm excited to kind of do some work through this. I've had some computer issues the last few days, but I'm excited to see who has done events, who hasn't as well. Stick shift, another great race, Justin Canolti versus Peter Sisler. You guys remember Peter Sisler, Nightmare Garage on YouTube, but also won the stick shift last year at Heads Up Hustle. He is intending to back that up this year at Heads Up Hustle as well. And just to highlight on him, because I messaged him, they struggled all weekend, like crank sensors, cam sensors. One pass, he like pulled the shifter off in his hand as he pulled the second, like it came out. So that kind of ruined it. The car was shutting off. But he got together for a few passes on elimination day, matched his personal best of a 598 in the 8th. And the last time he ran a 598 was on a prepped sticky track. So he was pumped about it.
Yeah, for sure.
About running the 598. And his co-pilot too, man, they were struggling big time.
And then True Street, we had Mitch Kaufman over Gary Vardaman.
Yeah, that was a great race. Let's actually bring in Matt Lang, creator and founder and promoter of Back to the Streets. Matt, we'll get to like your intro and all that stuff here in a minute, but the True Street Group B, what did Mitch Kaufman drive?
Red Ranger from Maryland.
Oh shit, dude, that thing, primo, Sanford and Son on the sides. I know you guys have seen our reels for that thing. Is that a 5-inch exhaust that comes out of his fender? Like, it's huge.
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gigantic. Hard tire Group B winners, Brian Johnson over Jacob Hall. Brian had the
Brian had the white Capri.
Oh yes, dude, car was purpose built for hard tire racing. Like, and you could tell that thing just tooted all the way down. Just it was great.
Modern Group B winner Jeff Dorius over Robert Harper, and Jeff has is it an orange and Mustang?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that car. It was so weird. He would have been probably, I don't know. He would have been way faster. One pass he raced. It may have been second round, but it like tried to shift like into second, and the other guy spun, and that's how he got the win over that one. 650 Index Group B winners, Steve Reznuki.
Steve R. That's as good as I can get.
Yeah. Took out Chucky Skinner in the mullet 3rd gen from Walter Racecraft. Dude, Chucky's car was on a rip that weekend.
Dustin here saying got out of the groove match 5 at Muncie about 400 or 500 feet. Everything else was A to B, 169 60 foot, 685 8th at 111 launching in second. It just worked.
Damn, that's awesome.
Yeah, super cool.
Yeah.
Last one here, 750 Index for the Group B winners, Tanner Sullivan over John Clapp.
Yeah, I don't remember what Tanner drove.
Tanner had the white 442, and John Clapp had the really clean Trailblazer SS silver.
Oh, dude, that Trailblazer SS was nice. The 442 was nice, but that Trailblazer sounded so good. It's like a 408 naturally aspirated setup, but just sits perfect. Silver, gold wheels or bronze wheels.
Is that the one you got the roller of?
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing was very nice.
Yeah. Big time fancy. All right. So now that we're done with all the winners and stuff like that, Matt, introduce yourself. Tell us where Back to the Streets came from.
Well, Matt Lang, promoter of Back to the Streets. We just completed our 4th event. The only no prep drag and drive currently. Love to see some more. We have our own race format of A and B group. People race heads up every day, and then they get put into a bracket on Sunday. Format works really well for keeping winners racing winners.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. And I would not have thought the spreadsheets would have been as they were great. They're incredible.
Complex. For the last couple of years,
that's the word.
We've been printing those out after every chip draw. And running around with people, it was a nightmare. So this year I focused on improving our process for that. We used a Google Sheets, auto-populated based on car numbers, and it worked amazing.
Yeah. Dude, you did a great job. The sheets, the nerd side of me, I was like, oh, this is where it's at, man. This is where it's at. It was cool.
And there's been some really cool added benefits of having those sheets already. One being we were allowed to, of course, Austin's in here heckling me already. We were able to do live feed with winners and losers real time.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the live feed would show, racer Austin Sanchez versus Adam Hodson.
Mhm.
It'd say their car number, and then whoever won, it would turn green each pass. And then also we've been contacted by a couple magazines already, and I can very easily share that data
Yeah.
immediately. So
Yeah, I mean, you certainly did. Like I asked for it. I'm writing an article now about it. That's probably getting too long because I had so much fun. But there are other magazines out there that are like, wait, tell me more. How do you do drag and drive and no prep and heads up every day?
chip draws, yeah.
Yeah. Not just heads up racing, chip draws between every round.
Yep.
What's Dustin saying here? Matt is the GOAT. Never seen anyone try that hard to get an event fully completed. Racers were all in on it too. Great group of people, dude. I agree. I don't want to talk about that just yet. Give us how, man, how did you come up with this format? Because not just, I mean, look, heads up, drag and drive. I feel like it's a great format for that. But like, how did you come up with how you were going to do all the winners and racing winners and put losers in a bracket and all that kind of stuff?
I didn't want people just racing. What do I want to say? I wanted to keep people racing heads up. And in no prep, you show up, you're off the trailer, first pass, and you get no testing. That's just how it is. So I kind of brought that into it. As you noticed, there was no testing the first day. I wanted the surface to be new and different every day. But I don't want people to just, lose one round and they go home, so.
Or be done for the day.
Right. But also I don't want the loser to be allowed to race the winner again.
Right.
Because then they're just ducks. So It just seemed to work out. I think you and I had a discussion way back in the beginning, and I believe you actually came up with the term winners racing winners.
I don't know about that, but it works.
Sure you did. Yeah.
It works. Yeah. And it's so cool to see it kind of, kind of come to fruition as you get through the weekend, and people are like really trying to figure it out. Like Adam Hodson and Travis Martin did not turn their car over because they had, I think one of them had a bye. It was the second day at Muncie. So yeah, Adam had a broke bye, and I think Travis had a drawn, like he had drawn the bye. So all they had to do was break the beams, and those guys were like, no way. But our competitor, our buddy here in the silver Camaro,
Gary V.
Yeah. He had to win his to be in the group A of winners. So they were really focused on that car and getting it set up. And that was really cool to see that kind of go down. And I walked up just at the right time for that.
Yeah. When it comes down to the end of the week, people that have 3 or more wins, it doesn't mean as much for them as the guy that has 2 wins looking on the outside of group A for Sunday. So Dave McKenna left his car in hard tire mode, still made a pass.
Yeah, that dude, he's awesome, man. I really like Dave a whole bunch, and that car just works. Well, let's talk about the struggles, bro, because I don't think people that are not promoters understand what you went through mentally. The original plan, you were going to do different tracks, all this kind of stuff. We won't get into all of that. I want to talk about when you get the call from Brown County, what happens?
I actually got a text from Jeff, Brown County owner, saying, dude, I am 100% confident we are not going to be able to get this race in. There's 6 inches standing mud in the pits right now, and tracks covered in water. Like, it's not happening. He said, I've never been more, positive about something in my life. This is not going to happen. Dude, and obviously Brown County was our premier track again, right? Yeah. That's a big draw for our racers in our event.
Yeah.
Almost simultaneously, Wagler Jeremy was calling me saying, dude, this isn't going to happen. We have 2 inches of rain planned tomorrow. We're already underwater. Like, it's not going to happen.
Dude.
So And
I can't imagine the stress level at that moment.
right. Yeah. I'm on my way to track one, which was in Terre Haute, driving the 40-foot motorhome and 18-foot trailer in the back.
Yeah. So
And
to lay the groundwork, you guys have checked in and teched at Bunker Hill. You're on your way to Wabash Valley
yes,
Dragway in Terre Haute to race the next day.
I'm glad you said it because I can't pronounce it right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's how it's spelled to this Southern dude.
So I called 7 different tracks in Illinois, just all over the place, Southern Indiana, and finally got a hold of Muncie, where we raced last year. We hadn't picked them this year just because, it was a pretty good front side, and I wanted a new surface, maybe a little trickier for the racers. This is a no prep event, but Muncie was ready and wanted our business. So we diverted everybody, including hotels, route, checkpoints, everything, in my 2-hour drive from the checkpoint on day 1 to Wabash Valley.
Wow. Yeah, that's insane. It was, as being a promoter and having some crazy shit go down on an event, dude, I can't imagine. But one of the biggest benefits you have is the camping. And we're going to talk about that once we get all the racers on. But that many campers really helped the situation. There weren't 100 people trying to change rooms or cancel reservations or anything like that.
Right. More than 50% of our racers camp.
Yeah, dude, I think it's close to 80. There was a bunch of them. There was a bunch. It was great to see.
Right. And we like to keep our racers comfortable. So we do the backseater add-on, $100. Bring a motor home. And if you're a racer, you can add on the backseater class. You can bring a motor home. Use it like a hotel room.
Yeah.
We're not trying to make you uncomfortable for a week. We're not trying to make you spend hundreds of dollars on hotel rooms every night. Come on down. Have fun. Be comfortable.
Chad saying you can tell you guys aren't Hoosiers.
Definitely not.
Yeah. Wabash. Dude, it was incredible. So I was driving by there. The one thing that people need to understand as they watch this later on in the year, moving from where you were at to Muncie also meant you were fixing to cross Indy on the weekend of Indy 500.
Well, it wasn't as bad as I had planned.
Not at all, dude. I really expected some craziness.
Well, what you don't know is I planned to bring everybody directly through Indy on Sunday.
Oh, man. We would have hated you.
It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's the route. That's the way we're going to take
streetcar stuff. Yeah.
Yep. And I had a blast going through the center of Detroit for the first 2 years of the event. I like putting people in places they wouldn't normally put their race car.
Yeah.
And in downtown Indy during the Indy 500 sounded like a great idea to me.
But we're going to test the radiator and cooling system on these things. I will tell you, I jumped in with Dave McKenna the first year, 2023, and rode with him through downtown. And dude, it was so cool, man. So many people reacted to cool cars being out and about, driving on the streets like that you really, I mean, listen, it would have sucked to be in some crazy traffic and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, when you see those cars, just like Casey Banner's car, a big block with 4 inches of exhaust that like is loud all the time, or John Doherty's car, just sitting in traffic with a whole bunch of Priuses and, Teslas and all that kind of stuff. Super cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we bring everybody on in this next segment, any shout out to sponsors and staff and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah, absolutely. So Detroit Battery Company has been our, presenting sponsor since day one. I couldn't be here without them. So, thanks to them. We had a couple new sponsors jump on board this year. Jolt Systems, Racetronics has been on for a couple years. Summit Racing. We're just so thankful to have the support we have. So, yeah. And I think my team this year for sure shined.
Yeah.
So we ran 100 cars in 47 minutes.
It was insane. It was constant cars down the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job getting them piled up and getting, people have to understand, again, this is important. This is a chip draw between every round. So you had to figure out how to get people to the lanes, get them all there, get them paired up, get them to the front, and then you did 100 cars in 47 minutes. Like,
Yeah.
shit, dude, that's insane.
Yeah, we were fighting rain all week, but I thought about it. We never actually drove in rain. Did you?
No. And if I did, it was just sprinkles.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That's why drag and drive is great.
Yeah.
Because you can plan around all that, but it's not going to matter at all.
Yeah, just throw it out the window and start over.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right. Well, again, big shout out to Molly. Thanks to them for what they do for us. And as we move into this next bit here, we're going to bring some racers on from back to the streets and tell stories and all that kind of cool stuff. So, Mr. Eric, if you want to lead us in with this.
Absolutely. Thanks to all of our race car friends for tuning in so far. We're just about to get into the back half of the show tonight. Again, all the racers jumping on from back to the street. So stick around. Again, appreciate all of you guys watching and all of our sponsors. Again, wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for this list of sponsors. So thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performa-Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Low Dollar Motorsports, PowerTube TV, and Racing Junk.
Can I jump in for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys have been pushing the race car friends, and it's absolutely amazing. But I think there's another group of people that really needs to shine here or be highlighted. And I'm going to say I'm part of it, and I've benefited from it. And it's race weight.
Oh, dude. I knew you were going to talk about that.
Eric and Mike have put this group of guys together. Right now, it's just a messenger group. We weigh in once a week. But I'm going to tell you, I've lost 30 pounds just having some accountability from the group. I think a lot of people could benefit from this. And I invite you to join us in this journey of being healthier and making your car lighter to go racing.
Yeah. If you want to have the least expensive way to make your car go faster, losing weight is it. That's for sure.
Yep.
Plus, if you don't have a scooter and you're walking around the whole time, bro, less weight is a good thing for your knees.
Yes.
And it literally came about 5 minutes before that show that night we announced it. Because I was starting to do this hey, it's the new year. I need to lose weight. And I looked at Mike and I was like, do you think this is something because we've done this at, locally at work. Hey, let's do this weight loss challenge. I was like, do you think we could do this with our race car friends? And he's like, I don't know. Let's try it. And I mean, I think I'm down almost 20 pounds, 17, 18 right now from the beginning of the year. John here is down 45 since PRI. It's been awesome. I think what was the last update I gave? We were down 240 pounds as a group.
Yeah. With there's 12 or 14 people in there.
Yeah.
And I'm back up a few pounds, but I'll tell you, not sticking to it. I'm mad at myself. I didn't eat horrible on Back to the Streets, but there was definitely a lot of times where I was like, man, I shouldn't have this corn dog, but I'm going to.
I'm not saying that somebody that hosts this show hasn't weighed in 3 weeks.
I haven't weighed in since I think it was before the circuit. So yeah, almost a month.
So join the group. I think this is going to be a bigger thing than what Mike is even leading it on to be.
Yeah,
it really will help you.
Yeah, Matt has verbally thrashed me for not making this more public. So I tell you what, I'll come up with the logo tomorrow, and we'll kick this thing off on Saturday morning.
Perfect.
We'll make it a group. People can join, and we'll go from there. We'll tell good stories and have fun. And I'll see if we can get some sponsors involved and see if we can get some, kind of awarding things going out. So,
Yep.
yeah, it'll be
I
fun.
love it.
Yeah. Chad Witham here said, I need to start after this weekend, though, because War in the Woods and beer. Agreed. And that's what the great thing about the race weight thing is it's a bunch of dudes that are like, we get it. We've all gained that weight back that we lost in a weight loss challenge. And this isn't that. This isn't a how fast can I lose weight? This is a, hey, don't eat those 2 corn dogs. Just eat 1 corn dog. Don't have 17 beers. Have 14 beers. Cut your calories as you can.
I've had 1 energy drink in 2 weeks now, which
Jeez.
for those people that know me, that's a big change. Like from 1 to 2 per day. And even tonight, like didn't have time to cook dinner, so went and grabbed fast food, but I got a salad. So it's just little things like that that's actually been helping. And when you got to weigh in on Friday and tell everybody what you ate, like you want to make better choices because you don't want to be the guy that says, yeah, I gained 3 pounds this week.
Oh,
But
dude,
nobody's like pressuring anybody. It's making those small decisions that make big changes in the end. You lose a pound a week. Awesome. That is perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, a pound a week's 50 pounds at the end of the year.
Right.
Like I would be really happy with like a 195 weight by the
And
end
it's
of the
sustainable.
That's where I'm at.
year. Yeah. Right. So one thing I didn't tell you, and I didn't look at the sizes when I left, but I'm kind of a 2X. I'm like a 1X and a half kind of in this situation I'm in. Well, Matt gave me an XL shirt for my back to the streets stuff. So now I've got to lose weight because I got to get into my XL shirt.
Yep.
Yeah, it was awesome. All right, let's do this thing. Let's talk about some Deechworks stuff, and then we're going to bring in all the racers, and we're going to talk back to the streets for the rest of the night. So Deechworks is a leading manufacturer of high-performance fuel system components. They are the official fuel delivery of Drag Drive Repeat. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, pumps, rails, regulators, filters, lines and fittings, plus pump modules and surge tanks, all engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 4,000 plus horsepower. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, Deechworks continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling. And, of course, they were the Circuit Racer Party sponsor. They are a big part of what we do here. And Mark Campbell is one of the best dudes out there. Even we were at Back to the Streets, and I'm working with who's a dude, James, that drove the yellow wagon. We're working with him trying to figure out fuel pumps and what would be good for him and a drop-in solution instead of some gigantic in-tank pump he had. He's going to go to maybe like a dual pump setup, and just got him right in contact with Mark, and it worked out perfect. But you can use code DDR10 for 10% off your purchase there at Deechworks.com. Okay. All right. I don't know how we want to bring all these people in, but there are several, and it's going to be awesome. So should we just like bring them all in?
Can I share one other thing?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Detroit Battery Company offering free shipping on all batteries when you use code BTTS 2026.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna put that in the
shipping
comments.
Batteries from Detroit Battery Company, BTTS 2026. We handed out stickers at Back to the Streets. I didn't get as many out as I wanted, so take that code down, buy your battery. Now's the time to do it.
Yeah. Just drop that over in the chat for the folks that are watching.
Yep.
All right. Eric, how you want to do this? Because I want folks to go through and introduce themselves, but I think we just bring them on and have them do that. So
we'll grab one at a time.
Yeah. So let's start with Mr. John Doherty, the Gearhead Perspective podcast co-host and one of the baddest dudes to drive a Nova across all the country. Circuit, all motor, big block winner, and just hang on. What was your record? 7-3 at Back to the Streets. I mean, it's kind of a badass.
7-3 for the weekend. Yeah, that was an awesome deal. 5-1 going into Sunday, so I was pretty excited. Super pumped.
Yeah, it was a good time. If you guys don't know, that's the Nova there over his shoulder, and then his wife Shanda came with him and the 3 dogs. It was awesome, man. Thank you so much for being such a cool host. Me and Richard Brewer, the Dirty Panda, hung out with you guys like every night for a while.
That's awesome. That was the best part, being able to hang out with people. There was a ton of, I didn't know anybody but you, Richard, Jesse. So I met a lot of good people. It was a super good time. Yeah,
we had a blast. And then
John, you were the winner of the Race Car Friends free entry, right?
Yeah. I can say for forever I would have talked about going and never went, but because I won that, I just said, okay, this one's on the list. We're going, and no regrets. It was quite possibly, no offense to Mr. Narks, but the funnest drag and drive I've been to yet.
Yeah, he had a blast. The heads up side of stuff really kind of brought out the competitor in John.
That's what changed it. So, I mean, you go to some of these events, especially the ones that aren't 600 people or 600 cars, and you get to talk to pretty much everybody there. Makes it a whole lot better. But the heads up racing, golly, it's going to be hard to go back.
Yeah.
And then the deal, having basically a fresh track about every time you go out there, that's legit. I love that.
Yeah, because even when we were at Muncie, like the 2 rounds we got the day before, it rained between the round we got the next day. And so, like, I mean, it was completely different.
Yeah, it rained enough. There was a guy building an ark in the field next to us. So it was like it was bucketing rain. It wasn't just a sprinkle.
We're already talking about that, Rodney. We're already talking. John is wearing me out about how we're going to do something like that. So it's going to be awesome. How about let's bring on Mr. Dan Chandler, one of our favorite folks, dude. I love the Blazer, love all the stuff that goes on. You guys can see it in the back shot there. Man, dude, how was your weekend?
Good. We had a great time as always. Matt puts on an awesome event. Don't ever want to miss it.
Yeah.
Although I'm part of the reason some of the rules are made.
Dude, listen, the John Force burnout in 2023 into the oil down, incredible story. It was an incredible story. And what ended up happening from that is we got to do half track stuff, and we got to see that Matt is a freaking badass when it comes to promoting events.
Yeah, he definitely is. That he's fast on his feet to make it happen for his racers, for sure.
Yeah. Dude, you had a rough run of it. You didn't do well in the regular days, but on elimination day, you stepped up when you needed to.
I put the motor back in it the Saturday before we left, drove it around the block, pulled it in the trailer, and we went down. As soon as I got there, I pulled the intake off, thought the intake gasket was bad. That wasn't it. Started messing around. Josh and Casey and those guys were helping me out and figured out my Y2 band was bad. They had another one. We put that in. Ran a lot better, but it still wasn't right. The tune, it wouldn't log. There was corrupted files, but it ran. So I just got through it. And then Saturday night, it's all a blend. At the hotel, we re-downloaded everything. So it actually ran kind of the way it's supposed to on Sunday in the finals.
Wow.
But I was just concentrating on getting through it, not breaking this time. And we had a ball. I mean, even with all the change up, the rain, we had a great time. We stayed at hotels. I tried the camping thing last year. I'm just not that tough, and I'm a little old. So we did the hotel parking lot beers and had a good time.
That's awesome, dude. Next up, stick shift master himself, Mr. Matt Walter. Dude, one of the funnest cars to watch all weekend. That car just works and does what it should and sounds incredible, man. Incredible.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's those Harm mufflers, man. Harm came on as a stick shift class sponsor this year. So they've been I guess Lou's been with Back to the Streets for a couple of years now, actually.
3, yeah.
So
Another Walter Racecraft gentleman here, Chucky Skinner, making comments. Dude, you, Chucky, and of course Jason Upchurch in there, kind of repping some Walter Racecraft stuff. Y'all had a good weekend.
yeah, we did. We had a whole crowd really. Michael Cavallero came out as well, representing Walter Racecraft and Atlantic Hoist and Crane as well. He hopped in stick shift with me, and I tell you what, he was kind of the hero of the weekend for us. Had he not decided to drive his car out, I would not have been able to get his pickup truck to be able to get us off the side of the road. So,
Oh man, dang,
mhm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring in Mr. Adam Hodson here of Mid America Customs, Mac TV. You guys know the Gap Train. Dude, this thing, incredible weekend, man. And Matt, real quick before you jump into Adam, how many times has Adam won, and how many times has Austin won?
Did Austin win once and you've won 3 times?
Well, so Austin's won once, and then I've won twice. Then we had the 1 year it rained out. You remember we didn't get a finish.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
And I think our records were probably the same that year also, I feel like.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Dude, it was incredible, man. The truck worked all weekend, looked badass, drew all kinds of attention. People were all over that thing.
Yeah, thanks. It did really good, coming off of, crashing it up at the end of last year and really just getting it back together and running. And I made a handful of passes on some sticky stuff just to make sure we'd go straight and put maybe 20, 30 miles on the street. Like, I was real excited that once we got out there and got after it, that for the most part, there was maybe one pass at bunker there that I had to use a little bit extra part of the track. But other than that, it was pretty much straight down the boulevard there.
Yeah, that pass at bunker was really fun to watch. I was standing at the starting line, and we've got a video that drops, I think, tomorrow or Friday. But Richard Brewer is down track at about 150 feet, and you're coming at him. Like,
well, Matt yelled at me after that pass, along with my wife. Honestly, one thing that I kind of was okay about with it was, like anybody that's ever been in a crash situation, man, that'll hang with you for a minute. And I was not sure if when I got in that situation, I'd have to drive it a little bit more and kind of like, be in an uncomfortable situation if I would do it naturally or if I would just shy away from it after, doing what happened before smacking the wall. So I was actually kind of happy that I just naturally just started driving like normal and wasn't gun shy at all about wheeling it around a little.
That's awesome. Yeah, man. And then one of my favorite cars, Mr. Dave McKenna. Dude, tell me about this wing on the back. I'll let you introduce, but the car is incredible. I love watching it. True Street is your bitch. It's fun to watch you just go over and kind of kick ass over there and do all this stuff. But tell me about this wing on the back. Is that like actuators and shit? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, you see it in a lot of the small tire classes, people running these big wings, and nobody had any meaningful data that they shared. So I'm kind of a nerd. So I went to the track, bolted it on, unbolted it, made back-to-back passes, and proved to myself that it was doing something. And now some of the rules are catching up and banning the wings. But I mean, if it's allowed, then it's fair game. I mean, it looks kind of stupid, but if it works, it works.
It definitely worked. The car was, it went down every time, I think.
Yeah, and it pitches up at the starting line, gives it another like 10 degrees angle of attack, and then I let it drop down to kind of nominal angle, down track 100 or so miles an hour. And
see, I love that nerdy shit. What what kind of times were you running over the weekend? If you're willing to give us into some of it. You can say less than 550s if you want to, or slower than 550s, or whatever you want to say, but it was awesome.
I mean, it is a no time event. I think there were probably 4 or 5 of us that were all within 500s, but I'll say my average was a 546.
Oh wow, dude, that's badass. That's badass. Yeah, I was trying to like needle Adam too to get some times out of him. He was like, I don't know if I want to get exact times. It was, man, you guys were fast. It was really cool to watch that thing go down. All right,
Yeah, so
and
Dave was also part of the fastest race so far at Back to the Streets, side by side with Travis Martin in the show mod. So Streeter Bomb versus show mod.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe how fast they were running it at Wabash.
yeah, what times was that?
I'm not saying.
I'm just kidding.
But I can say they both needed their shoots.
Yeah, when you guys got to the finals, it was the final race for you, right, Dave? With you and Travis? Yeah, man, that was the race I'd waited for all weekend. That was a good one.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it was a good one. All right, last person here, bringing them on. Adam's biatch here. Tell us what's up. What do you got going?
Yeah, put them down there below me. That's right.
Tell us who you are, how your weekend went, dude.
My weekend didn't go very good. Adam got another one on me, so put that column for him. When do you think I'll get him again?
Yeah, I can't wait for you guys to line up. I didn't recognize you. The screen was real small down there until I brought you on. Yeah, dude, I love your car. The reel I did, like, I think day 2 when I got there. When you look under the hood of that thing, there's so much room with no radiator or anything up front. Man, just badass.
Yeah, it was a purpose-built small tire car about 5 years ago, but it was kind of behind the times a little bit. And I kind of, over the last couple of years, I've kind of been deciding, what do I want to do next? And when Matt created this event, it kind of, especially after this weekend, I really invigorated to kind of take it more of the 3-car route. The car is kind of a tweener. It's not a real, it's still got factory floors, it's not mini tub. It's mostly
hang on, dude. Your microphone is jacked up.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Are you on like some headsets, maybe?
Yeah, I'm on my phone. Hold on.
Come back with your laptop.
Yeah, I'll pop out.
All right.
We don't want him to mess up his laptop for tuning.
Right.
By doing some live stream here with his hands.
That thing is so jacked up already.
All right. Well, I've got a couple questions. We've kind of gone through who you are and the fun stories there. But I'd like to work like maybe Adam and kind of cycle our way down through here. Favorite part of Back to the Streets?
My favorite part in general is probably, like John said, like the heads up racing side of it is my favorite part of the whole deal, because that's what I like to do personally. I like heads up racing of all types. And that's kind of one, like years ago when we stopped doing some of the drag and drive stuff, was kind of because of not having that. And it kind of just being a test and tune deal. And after you do a bunch of them and can prove yourself, that you can finish the week and everything and can do well. It loses a little bit of the challenge maybe. And the heads up thing totally changes that to where every day, every round is very important. And, you're trying to do everything you can to win it. And I think that was neat that we did not race at Bunker the first day. And that was part of the reason we didn't, is when we came back for the finals, no one would have data. So it was a fresh track to start off with going into the shootout, which is like, that's a big deal, because you're going first round, you don't know who you draw. And, if you draw a really tough one, like me and Austin could have drew first round, it could have been a different race. I don't know. Like, you don't know what the track's going to take. And you kind of have to use everything in your abilities that and have to figure it out. So there's just like a different type of pressure on that. That's a pressure I like. That's the kind of racing stuff I like. So yeah, that whole heads up thing there is, that is my favorite part by far.
Yeah, I agree completely. It was a lot of fun to watch. Mr. Dave, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, this year, unfortunately, I had to miss last year, but it was nice to come back this year. And my first drag and drive was 10 years ago. I did drag week with my father, and it was more or less just doing it for the experience with the goal of finishing. But I told myself I wasn't going to come back unless I was coming back for a class win. So it was cool. I had my father along this year with me, and we were able to barely edge out in front of Travis Martin to get the win. But yeah, Matt does an awesome job with the, last minute change of plans. I mean, it seems to happen about every year that we have a shift one way or the other, and pivoted well, and we made a good race of it, and I think everyone enjoyed it, and it's just
Oh yeah, and Austin Sanchez said totally agree. Heads up, no test passes, different surfaces. I liked that format. I liked that they didn't get to race at Bunker Hill day one, which again, just like you said, you wouldn't have any data. Matt, what about you, man?
I would have to agree with Adam that some of the best stuff here is being able to go heads up racing. So like when I first started coming out to Back to the Streets in 2023, I really hadn't done any no prep stuff at all. And one of the things that I really enjoy about Back to the Streets and the group of guys that go and race is that everybody, like, yeah, we're heads up, yeah, we're no time, like we kind of keep some stuff close or whatever, but when I started talking about, hey, I'm going to bring this all motor stick shift car out and try and do some stuff going down on some sketchy surfaces, like I reached out to Adam and some of the other Mac guys and was like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing. I really want to make sure that when I come out, I don't look like a fool. And that was honestly, we've all become really close friends as a result of this this race. And it's a real true no kidding family, and we're always looking out for each other and want to make sure everybody's going to get down the racetrack safe. And you think about like when Scott hit the wall last year, or when Chase hit the wall last year. We were all messed up. Because those guys, like I said, it's like a big family, and they crash, it's like we crash. So I feel like that kind of atmosphere doesn't really exist in the same capacity. Some people will say, Drag Week has its own kind of crowd or whatever. And I've been to a bunch of different drag and drives, and nothing compares to Back to the Streets in that regard. So I think that's probably my favorite part.
That's awesome.
And I think the small group is what makes that nice. Only having this year 100 cars, and in the past smaller groups, it does help to kind of bring that entire group of racers closer that are there. You get a chance to hang out with each other, communicate with each other, work with each other, and that does make a nice tight group of people.
Well, and before we move to Dan, Matt Lang, we were talking, I was like, hey, what does next year look like? And he's like, I don't want it to grow much bigger than what it is right now, because I don't want it to be, one, you don't need to chase numbers, right? That's not the way that looks. And dude, it was a very successful event. I think everybody had a great time. So Dan, what was your favorite part?
Kind of the same as everybody else, but that chip draw is, nobody else does a chip draw. I tell everybody about it. And unlike Matt, I'm not scared to show up and be a fool. Showed that, right away. No matter what.
Hey, you made as many passes as he did this weekend. And you say the chip draw, that's a good point too, because I had not thought about the you're getting every person in your class together every round. So as people look, we're all a little bit introverted. We're not always out running around trying to talk to everybody. But if you're by about the third chip draw, you're probably pretty friendly with the people in your class, which makes a big difference by the time you get to Sunday and you've seen those people. Matt, how many times did y'all race? 9, 10 times?
5 rounds on Sunday. So 11 total rounds.
Man, that's incredible.
Yeah, you're drawing your chip and shaking hands. What car do you have? You're learning each other's cars and faces and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't even think about. Yeah, now you got to pair up, so now you got to know what they're driving. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if there's anybody that didn't have to race every person in their class at some point or pretty close to it. Doherty, what about you, dude? What was your favorite part?
For sure, the heads up racing. None of the. I might mainly do drag and drive events. None of them are that kind of excitement. Like Dan said, you get to go up and do a chip draw. You get to learn somebody new every pass, and then race heads up, and that was pretty cool. I've not done very many events like that.
Yeah, at all. If anything, like, so we have in heads up stuff, there is Rocky Mountain Race Week they do theirs a little different. So they'll do 4 days of racing. That sets your average. Then those averages set like the quick 8, the next quickest 8, then another 16 and 16, and then a bracket for everybody else. But like Heads Up Hustle does 2 days of drag and drive, typical format, and that sets the standings in each class, and then they go heads up from there. So this is really the only one that is heads up, and I would love to see this happen at other events. Wink, wink, hint, hint.
Yes,
but
please, somebody copy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, I want to race some more of this.
Yeah. Not only for the circuit, but maybe something else too we're working on. So John Marecki says the chip draw is an awesome part. The last few years we were looking forward to drawing certain people again, and it becomes a tradition.
That's true.
Yeah, that car. I love his Cutlass / Monte Carlo / Grand Prix / whatever the other one would be in that. All
right. Next one here, we'll kind of do the same round that we just went, but either your favorite or best run from the weekend, whether that be a PB, your best ET, or just even your favorite side-by-side race. We'll
you guys are
start
really
up there with
pushing
Adam.
for times.
Sorry, I put ETs, but I meant like your best pass, not like ET time. You know what I mean?
You want me to go first?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that same.
Okay. So mine was probably Terre Haute, second round Terre Haute. It 120'd in the 60, which I was really shocked that it would go that fast in the 60, and it was very fast out back. The biggest problem I had at Terre Haute was it needs about 600 more feet of shutdown. I need a chute on my truck. There's no argument there. Now the other guys with chutes still struggled a little, but like Terre Haute, I finished at the rope that was right at the crossroad both times, and so I couldn't go really any faster at those places. But that was my best pass probably of the week. Bunker was very close in the finals, but that was my best pass of the week.
Yeah, that was great. I really wanted Austin, tell us in the comments, were you all over the scramble when the car spun? He had to be.
He's always.
When we left together, Austin had struggled all day, and when we left together, I was like, "Oh shit, okay, this is gonna be a good race now. Hold on."
Yeah.
So
Austin automatically scrambles when he lets go to the trans brake button.
Yeah. It's not a scramble button anymore.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And it already had wheel speed. All right, Dave, what about you?
Yeah, it was probably, I think, the races between Travis and I were kind of the more anticipated of the class, and we drew each other twice on the first day. The first round was a little bit of a mess up. I double bulbed, and then he slept a little bit. So, but our third round, we drew him again for the third round, and that was a very fast side-by-side pass. And as Adam said, the shutdown is very short. We both threw the chute early, and we're on the brakes, and I mean, we were side by side the entire pass, and I had my finger over the scramble button,
all the way to the
and I was trying to decide between the scramble or the chute, and I decided I didn't want to drive over the cone, so I threw the chute instead of grabbing the scramble. But I mean, we were side by side the entire time, and I mean, even if you lose, I mean that's always a great pass, and I mean, you get out of the car with a smile on your face at the end of the day, either way.
Hell yeah. Yeah, Dustin.
So I think my my favorite pass of the weekend was probably the last pass, even though it wasn't the best pass, because John Marks and I ended up in the finals. We managed to stay away from each other all week, just like we did last year, which is a really weird coincidence. And so it was highly anticipated, like went out there, did big John Force burnout, just, letting it all hang out there. And unfortunately it coughed in like the top of second gear, and it nipped a couple of spark plugs, and now I got one cylinder. It doesn't want to quite hang. So, but feel like, kind of gave it our all there. So, and then I guess just for me, I wanted to run in the fives on no prep at every track, and we did that. So that was pretty cool. So,
the last pass there with you and John, dude, it looked to me like as you transitioned onto the asphalt there, it looked like it spun or something, maybe a little bit, but I guess it probably just.
No, it coughed, it popped back. I mean, it actually kind of popped back through the intake. And it was down like 8 mile an hour on that pass because it lost a cylinder. So I pulled plugs out of it while, they'd already started the ceremony, and I was like, I got to check, and I couldn't not check, and I pulled plugs out, and I found 2 of them had nip ground straps, and for NA motor, that's a new thing for me, you know what I mean? And so I looked over at John, I hollered at him, and I was like, "Hey man, let's run it back. Let me throw some plugs in this thing real quick." But we were already done. So
yeah, to take that truck on like that, that thing, huge turbo, spits fire in all the right places. It's pretty incredible.
John's truck is nasty fast. To be able to hang with him at all, let alone be kind of out in front of him all the way to the 330, that was a real treat. I'd like to really try him, because he's got my number twice now. I want to have something for him next time.
So what does that mean? Are you gonna is there gonna be some power adder added, or are you just gonna keep going up in cubic inch so you can get more through, or what?
Michael, do you think I'm ever gonna put power adder on that car?
I didn't think so, but dude, I guess cubic inches then, huh?
No,
lightweight, race weight.
It's just a matter of race weight stuff, man. It's a matter of just we need more seat time. I only get a chance to go race a handful of times a year right now. My kids are busy, and I love that, and I don't want to take anything away from that. But if we got a little more seat time and we're able to get after it a little faster. I know I didn't have the fastest 60 foot of the week or anything, but there were quite a few small tire cars that would not be able to hang with that all motor stick shift car. I can tell you that.
Well, dude, you went rounds in 2023.
At the small tire
heads up everything. Yeah, that was a good time. Dude, Casey Banner's doing Drop the Hammer this weekend too. God dang, bro, that guy's an animal. Dan, what about you, man?
Oh, between racing Tom, my buddy that I built his truck, and but probably my favorite's racing Granny. Granny and I seem to end up with each other quite a bit, and it's always fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we had 36 cars in 750 index, and somehow Dan and John Marecki still draw each other.
Yeah. Great races though, man. It was a good time. And just so everybody understands, Matt had 36 cars at his first event, had 36 cars in one class this year. It's pretty awesome, dude.
All right, Doherty.
Yeah. Best run of the weekend was probably the first one I had, because I expected to totally shit the bed. Had never been on a surface like that, and went a 1.45 60 foot, and nice. I was racing Casey Banner. We were both right there together, dumped it at the end of the track. I was just a little more on it. He broke out. So it was an awesome race. I think I was like insta hooked.
Right out of the gate.
That's awesome. Matt Lang, what what was your favorite race that you watched over the weekend?
Yeah, I think I already shared it. Dave McKenna and
Yeah.
Travis Martin, fastest past the event so far. It was awesome to see them run side by side. Just good clean racing.
I agree, dude. That was the race I was very interested in watching, and I even said it in the video. I'm like, this is the race of the day, except for Adam and Austin. I was those two races they had it figured out, and I want to say somebody in 650, it was like a 6502 to a 649 with an 8 side by side.
Yeah, it was Josh and Eric.
Yeah, God, dude, that's insane. That is insane. All right, well, let me do a quick ad read, and then we'll move into some fun stuff because I want to talk about camping as well. So again, big shout out to the Deechworks team. Thanks for all the stuff they do. Code DDR10, 10% off discount on Deechworks.com on all your fuel system component needs. Eric, you want to do the Performa Built read?
Yep. Performa Built is the official transmission builder of Drag Drive Repeat. At Performa Built Transmissions, their goal is to engineer and build the toughest transmissions on the planet. Performa Built doesn't just rebuild transmissions, they systematically re-engineer each model to eliminate OEM flaws and to achieve the highest levels of performance. That is why they say their transmissions are not just built, they are Performa Built.
Big shout out to Ryan and the team up there. Matt, this question is for you first, Matt Lang. Dude, how the hell do you get so many people to camp? How?
I don't know.
It's awesome, man.
Something about no prep. Maybe they just feel they can do it. It's awesome though. Yeah.
Yeah. It was really incredible. And you guys brought out an RV that's gigantic and really nice. And I'm excited to see that kind of stuff come in this kind of realm over here. Cause usually it's everybody sleeping in a trailer. So it was cool. And your staff deserved a nice place to stay.
Yeah.
They worked off.
It's cool seeing people's solutions to the camping also. Like Scott Story has an awesome pop-up tent on top of his trailer. Super, super nice.
Yeah, that thing's like a king size bed on top.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. I feel like the camping thing speaks to the kind of racers that are at this event. I mean, it's a lot of regular guys that are just out there having a good time. It's not about a bunch of money, and it's not about a bunch of cars that bring big money and egos and other stuff. It's just a bunch of guys out there having fun with each other. And I feel like that camping deal, I don't camp. I stayed in the Airbnbs, but it is cool to see that many guys. I got to get me a good shower at night, but it is really badass to see that many guys camping. And when I would roll in there in the morning, I mean, it's a good fellowship, I feel like, of racers that way too. Like that just brings more people together. And it is really neat to see.
Yeah,
that way too. Like that just brings more people together.
Yeah, pit beers and bonfires. Man, there was somebody had a huge bonfire on Saturday night. And then Austin, we had a good time. That is for sure. So in here, who camped that's on the screen with us here?
I don't know if you call it camping, but
I mean, you were there. You were there.
I was trying to control the chaos.
Oh, dude. Yeah, you can write that off. As long as there's not people doing rips in the pits, you know.
Wah, wah, wah.
That may have happened one time. Well, run through. Tell us what your setups were.
So mine was
Good,
a motorhome.
Yeah, those don't race well.
No.
Yeah, I mean, for my setup, just keep it simple. A small tent, backpacking gear, no heaters, no generators. Just try to keep it light, easy to pack up. Because at the end of the day, you're driving a 7-second quarter-mile car around. You don't need to be dragging around a bunch of extra weight. I mean, it was enough of a struggle to have a trailer and a co-pilot and luggage and all that for 2 people. So just keep it simple, and light and compact and easy to set up. And I think that also, camping also helps the time management because it is, the heads up format. You have to be at the track in time for chip draw and the drivers meeting every day. You have to be in time for when your class is up and running. So being able to stay at the track cuts down on a lot of, back and forth to hotels and getting checked in and out. It's you're at the track are ready to go from the get go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with Dave a lot on that. Like, so I have just a tent, and Chucky and Michael, they also had tents this year. Jason Upchurch built himself a little trailer that he could lay down in, which had all of us pretty jealous because he was nice and warm and dry on what was that, Friday night when we got hammered at Muncie. But yeah, I definitely agree. Like, for me, camping was a game changer. It was the difference of being able to honestly to afford to go to these kinds of events or not be able to afford to go. And that was, when we did it on in 23 and it worked out so well and it seemed like everybody really had a great time. And then I think Matt kind of like just recognized that and was like, oh man, well, let's encourage this, and then in 24, I mean, the parties that go on, like I'm not really a partier, but the amount of after hours activities that happens at these events as a result of the fact that we're just all there, is a big deal. And then I guess to kind of like reiterate what Dave said about being there and ready and ready to go. And I have arguably the longest turnaround of most all of the racers. With having to do a clutch adjustment and some other things, being in street mode and then driving to the racetrack, and then while everything's boiling hot, trying to get everything ready for race mode so that you can make a driver's meeting and then get your pairs. To me, it was like it wasn't a level of stress that I was prepared for, and the camping really solved that.
That's a great point. Doherty, you guys had a super cool setup too.
Oh yeah. Got a little Taj Mahal on wheels. We got we're going to spend like 24 plus nights on Dragon Drives this year. So my wife went and bought a camper to pull behind her Scat Pack Challenger. And we got that all ready. So she's got probably $2,000 in a camper, and we'll save, 3,500 in hotel rooms this year. Yeah. So my wife and her 3 dogs can travel and go to the races, and we can all be together and have a good time together.
Yeah, dude, we got to hang out with Hot Rod the shop dog, and how do you say her name? Sonny, and then
Nos, a little spaz.
Yeah, Sonny is about this big and at about 87 years old.
Yep, so, for sure.
She's adorable.
It was a lot of work working on that camper, but whenever we were all dry and just set up, and there's a bunch of dudes pitching a tent out in the yard in the rain because we just got done racing when the rain started, that was made it all worth it. So yeah. if you can figure out a way to camp in the trailer you're pulling, do that.
Yeah, I agree. Austin Sanchez, the man of the hour. I mean, no trailer. This dude's insane. Packed literally as light as I could with no trailer. Every inch of that car was accounted for. Couldn't see out the back window. Yeah.
Remember, a 3-gallon fuel cell.
Bro, it don't even make sense in my head.
Wow. Well, and we're on year 4. You would think we would fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
Nope,
not at all.
It's less than a mile per tank.
I think you could go 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, on E85, you could go 30, right, Dave?
Really?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, 30
miles. Kill me.
On
first
methanol, he went.
First year is on methanol.
He only go 16.
Oh, that's crazy. Dirty Panda had a great build out. He had purchased a new Tahoe, new driver to him, and built like a whole, area to sleep in and a spot to edit in and all that kind of stuff. So he kicked ass all weekend doing that. And then Jesse Fox, of course, in the Volvo wagon. I mean, that dude, he hates it when I say he lives in that car, but that's his home away from home when he's away from home. It's pretty incredible.
Mike, did you know he lives like 2 minutes from the Terre Haute track?
Oh yeah. He went home that night.
Yeah.
That was one of the only events that he's going to be able to do that all year.
Right.
So it's pretty cool. Let's see what's up next. What did you guys do right? What did you pack right? I'm trying to figure out, like, what's a tip we can give somebody for what you did right, because we're also going to ask what you're going to change.
Oof, that's a tough one. I think if you can, I tried. Oh, sorry, Matt.
No, go ahead, Adam.
Okay. I feel like if you can put your changeover tools, if you have a certain set of tools that you use every time for changeover, if you can put those together and in a spot that's easy to get to where you don't have to maybe unload your whole trailer if you're hauling one, to me, that is what has been a big help and something I've tried to do.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. And I was meaning really more towards the camping side of stuff. What's
get an Airbnb, it's way quicker.
Yeah. And showers more regularly at an Airbnb for sure. Hotel room, all that kind of stuff.
We had like 7 guys in our group, so 7 cars. So we were able to. It got pretty cheap at that point to live that way.
Dave, what's a camping tip? Or what you did
right?
I
think, big shout out to Matt for putting in some legwork and identifying where there were, showers available. I definitely took advantage of them wherever and whenever possible. I think on the last day checkpoint, everyone was pretty ripe. So
yeah, big shout out to Love's Travel Stops. We need a regular standing discount code with them. Matt Walter, what about you, buddy? What's a tip or a trick that you did right?
I don't know that I really did anything right at the camping. Maybe air mattresses like that. I wouldn't want to do this without an air mattress. So I can think of things that I would like to improve upon on my camping side of things. I feel like the things that I do right have more to do with the turnover on the car and my tool trailer. I feel like my tool trailer is really well laid out.
No, dude, your tool trailer is the baddest one out there. Yeah, Dude Wipes needs to be a sponsor as well.
Yeah.
Whore's Bath and Love's Travel Stops. Doherty, what'd y'all do right other than just having a trailer and being able to haul the dogs?
Oh man, that was awesome. Having my wife to tell me when to eat. I agree with Dirty Panda, Dude Wipes for the win, but I disagree with Scott Montgomery. I don't know what he's thinking. Less beer is never the answer. I will say, don't drive past a Love's. I may drive to Love's just to shower.
Yeah,
that's such a good shower whenever you're total stank.
Well, and the one tip I didn't think was as important as it was your the morning constitutional there, or the evening one,
yeah,
$17, and we'll work on a discount code for all that stuff. But yeah, you get like your own bathroom. It's got like its toilet, it's a sink, it's a whole shower, and all that kind of stuff. It loves. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, it's almost as good as pooping at home.
Yeah. John Marecki talking about foldable cot works awesome over an air mattress. So I have a cot that I carry with, but it's a pain in the ass to have. I mean, it's like folded up. It's like 3 feet long. And so it's kind of it just gets in the way. It's heavy. It's all that stuff. So I think I am going to make the switch to either like a carry kind of cot that's small and plastic legs and that my brother uses on Rocky Mountain, or I'm going to go to like an air mattress setup.
Austin brings up an awesome point here. It's amazing how many people had first aid kits, and I highly suggest you carry a first aid kit and a fire extinguisher in your vehicle at all times.
Yeah, fire extinguisher I typically have. I didn't have it in the truck with me this time, but I had not thought about a first aid kit. That's pretty smart.
Kevin busted his head open really deep on the pinch weld above his head on the door, well, on the door seal or whatever. Door seals are so heavy, so he pulled those off, and they super glued his head back together.
Nice.
It looked fine.
Sure.
Couldn't even tell. It was good as new.
Nobody noticed at all.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, what's something you guys are going to change next year?
I need to bring
Still
more
talking
beer.
camping? You're not changing Indiana, right?
No way. Got to go back to Indiana.
We'll see.
Is it
What
for
about-
everything you're talking about?
Yeah, for everything.
Gosh dang. I don't know, man. I was really happy with how our whole setup where we got rugged radios this year too. So me and my daughter in the truck, we could talk to each other easily, especially if I was going to go the wrong direction. We also had radios linked up with some of the other guys so that we could maybe communicate faster if there was some directional challenges or someone took the wrong turn. But
nice.
Yeah, I don't, man, for me, we were just really lucky. I think everything was really smooth on my end for once, and I'm in pretty good shape.
Yeah. And you won it. I mean, let's be honest.
It was a pretty good week. It's a pretty good week.
Austin says larger fuel tank. Finally.
Yeah, 3 years ago, buddy.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I think from a camping and drag and drive standpoint, I mean, I think being more prepared from a food standpoint. I mean, I think racing under the lights is awesome, but I mean, it's nonstop when you get to the track between changing over and then getting up for chip drive every round. I generally don't sit, let alone think about eating. So then everything's closed by the time you're finished racing, and track burgers only have so much nutritional value, especially when you're trying to be part of this raceway thing, right? So I think being a little bit more prepared from that standpoint, and then I did have some budget headsets, and they did not work with my car. So Mike, you can attest to how loud mine is inside, and I think I'm going to have to go with some rugged radios or something to be able to have some communication with the co-pilot and anybody else we're caravanning with. So.
Well, and the thing about your car, and I think probably the headsets you got, they were noise canceling, right? And so I think it was trying to noise cancel all the time, and that's not what it needed to be, anyways, for sure.
Yep.
Matt Lang,
gas for the win.
Yeah.
I would change. One thing we focused on this year, like I said, was the Google Sheets and how we organized our wins and losses and the chip draws. Next year, I want to improve my communication ability with the racers, whether that be a group text or something along those lines. We need to improve that because we seem to have a lot of audibles that need to happen. So
yeah,
I'm going to have better communication with the racers.
Yeah, we struggled with the WhatsApp this year. I couldn't get, like, I had set it up for the circuit, but nobody could get in it. So it was making posts on the event and the Facebook page and all that kind of stuff really just got in the way, which it would have been much easier to have a WhatsApp group or whatever.
Yeah.
From there. Matt Walter.
So I guess I got a few things that I'd like to see improve on our stuff.
Power adder?
What?
Power adder?
A power adder?
Power adder? No. But so like I mentioned our turnaround time is pretty long, and I feel like I do a pretty good job of streamlining exactly what we need to do. And this year I had a co-pilot, and that really helped a bunch. I'd like to entertain maybe figuring out a clutch tune that doesn't require a difference between the track and the street. So that would that would cut out 20 minutes worth of effort. I think that would be one thing. The other thing, like I said, Jason Upchurch put a little travel trailer together. Basically, there's a 4x6 or 4x8 that he got off of Facebook Marketplace. It was just an open utility trailer, and he built the box out of plywood. And just the ease of being able to just go pull up into the racetrack and throw a couple of tools off of your bed and get in and go to sleep. I mean, that's really nice. And, we had a pretty big tent, and it took two guys 20 minutes to put it together. And when we were doing it in the rain next to Dougherty, that was pretty crappy. So, but I'm trying to think of anything else. I'd like to be able to get Chucky to actually run 650 instead of not 650. So we've been chasing after that for 3 years. Yeah, I don't know. Now, probably never put a power adder on it. Sorry. We've kicked around a big block idea. But I think we're probably going to stay LS. It'll probably be in this 440-inch range. So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, that thing sounds so badass. More RPMs. That's what we need. Some more RPMs.
Yeah.
All of them. Dirty Panda asks, would a bank shift Billy help your setup? Or what do you use for a slipper clutch? Or
No, a bank shift Billy would go in a hydraulic system. I've got an actual mechanical linkage with a floor mounted clutch pedal, kind of like what you would see in a pro stock car or a pro mod. And it's got a Black Magic adjustable, which is honestly, like, I experimented with a bank shift Billy a couple of years ago. I tried with a diaphragm clutch, and we just broke a lot of parts. And breaking parts is expensive, and I'm not into that. So we put the adjustable stuff back in, and it works really good. It's just that extra 20 or 30 minutes worth of turnaround that it would be really cool to reduce that even more.
Yeah. Dan, what about you, man? What are you changing up?
650 class.
Come on.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Should have been in it this year. If we wouldn't have blew it up 2 weeks before the event, I'd have had time to try to dial it in, but we were a little gun shy after burning a hole in a head and cracking the other head and metal in the pan. And so
Dan, what did you learn from that?
Oh, lots of things.
Turn it down 1 pound.
Sensor can go bad and burn your shit up, right?
Yeah. Definitely it's going to set up some safeties.
Yep.
Wow. Doherty, what about you, dude?
So when you say before the next event,
well, before the next back to the streets.
Okay, because I'm working on a list for the next event right now, and that
which is in 8 days.
It includes a gear change, a new transpooler mount, a nitrous tune, tires. There's a whole list going on here. Also, you don't have to run 650 if the guy next to you is asleep.
Yeah.
So Chucky's fine. Because I did run the number and did not win. So you got that. I change stuff every time I go to a race. That's why I was ridiculously unprepared years ago when I went to the first one. I just had a trailer full of stuff. Most of it I didn't need, and the stuff I did wasn't in it. So now I take a lot less stuff. The one thing I am going to work on is the biggest thing is changing this thing to a flex fuel deal so that I can not haul fuel anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Interesting. So hang on, what are you on pump gas now, or are you on E85?
I'm on E85 and I race on E85, but I can baby this thing around on pump gas and just be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna flex fuel sensor and get Joe to throw me a tune together that'll get me around.
Yeah, sweet.
So not having to chase E saves you a lot of time.
Yeah, so this car started out as been a NA big block car the whole time, but I had a carburetor and am not good at that. So I just figured out real quick that with a 15-gallon fuel cell, the key was putting a 50-gallon drum in my trailer. So I can put 50 gallons in the trailer. I've got a transfer pump. I can just pump it right into the car, and I'm good, because main event we do is Rocky Mountain, and you've got 400 plus mile drive days that have no E in between. So you got to figure it out.
Adam knows.
That was my figure it out. So I pretty much could have done this event on a drum in the trailer and a full now 25-gallon cell in the car.
John, I want to ask you, did you enjoy the shorter drives, or was it not enough?
I'm going to tell you, I'm a pretty solid fan of the shorter drives. They a little more time to hang out at the track, and a little bit of sleeping. We didn't do a lot of that, but we did a little. But the long drives will wear a guy out, especially in a car like mine, where it is just deafening the entire time.
Yeah, it's one of the loudest cars out there, probably behind Casey Banner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the drives. I think they were long enough. They
were pretty perfect.
Yeah,
lengthwise. The unapologetically hard drives on race week and Rocky Mountain are a different thing. That's not what this is, though, and that's much appreciated. Those events are good.
Yeah, I mean, it takes all kinds, and I think as we move into this next iteration of all the drag and drive formats that we're seeing, events like Rocky Mountain earn that. I mean, people will do it because it is hard and longer drives and all that stuff, and then they'll do ones like this because it's heads up every day, and they'll want to go, a 50% win rate at an event. If they don't, what's crazy is if you didn't do Back to the Streets this year, you won't have another chance. Like, I mean, Matt's not doing one later in the year. So this is your chance for the next year, to be able to get in and do this heads up setup. So
maybe he should do a prepped one and later in the year.
Some prep at small track.
I'm super sold on this no prep deal.
That's an interesting conversation to have.
Heads up deal. This was my first time of either deal, and went 7-3. So
it's pretty good.
It was. I think that made it fun. You asked if it would still be fun if I was losing. Answer is yes.
It just wouldn't be as much fun.
Right.
Yeah, Scott says no more, please. Well, Scott, we're working on something.
Adam, I like your idea, though.
Prepped one in the fall, no prep in the spring,
I don't know how my wife would like it, but I like the idea.
I'll donate Layla again to help with all the calls, so we'll be good.
Yeah.
She did an awesome job.
Thanks. She did.
Yeah.
She had a lot of fun.
The whole staff, I felt like, was in a really good rhythm the whole time. It was,
Mm-hmm.
I know Matt Lang doesn't feel like that, and I never do at the circuit, but it went really well. It seemed to be in the great run of things there.
Oh no, I think my team was A+ the entire weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told her she needs to be a school teacher because she did really good with all the kids. In the chip bag.
45-year-old, 15-year-olds.
Yep.
All right, let's move into this last part. AFCO Racing Products. Racers know when you want performance that wins, you want AFCO. From shocks and suspension to cooling brakes and more, AFCO Racing has been helping teams go faster for over 30 years. Built by racers for racers, check out the AFCO Advantage and follow them today on social media for the latest in performance parts. AFCO Racing, built to win. And I should have put in some route photos or something here, but I want to talk about how badass Kamek Station is. Dude, the road reseal out front is going to be one of the best performing videos we have, I think.
Yeah. So tons of trailer burnouts out front. That place is just all historical memorabilia, gas stations, all real stuff.
Yeah.
This dude owns the town, basically. When the cop showed up, they went and talked to him, and he's like, I don't know what's going on, but I love it. Because we didn't give him a heads up.
That's awesome. Yeah, it was a great time, a great place. I didn't even get over to look at the tractors, but did anybody go back and looked at the tractor that was by the grain silo? Nobody? Dude, it had a huge blower on it. I'm sure back in the day they were all supercharged, but this thing was like an 871 big. It was awesome. Cool. All rusty and shit. It was cool.
Yeah, the cop had to come break us up because the road commission guy drove by while we were doing burnouts. But the cop just had to check the box that he came to talk to us and then went down the street to watch us do some more.
Yeah, dude, Noah, man, when he pulled out, that cop was like, you could just see his eyes were like, oh shit, I about got it right here. Yeah. It was good. He pulled out and around the building through the water box there and just kept driving and pulled back in the other driveway. It was great. Yeah, Brian Ward said had a blast, way more chill than drag week. Camping and drinks and food make it awesome. I want to bring a big grill next year, I think, and do some, maybe fire some charcoal up and let people cook their own stuff. But you know what I mean? Like just have a grill going.
Yeah, public grill for the campers. That'd be good.
Yeah. There's this event gave me a lot of ideas that we could do to make, like to have drag driver Pete more involved. We love this camp counselor program, all that kind of stuff, and how I could do a better job with all of that.
Hospitality is a big thing for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they did a good job. Yeah, Dustin says Matt could put together a Dizzy Bat pit bike race and I'd sign up. Yeah, I agree. I think we should do that at the Back to the Streets.
What were we going to say, Matt?
I was going to mention Brian Ward was talking about how cool it was to be at the, just real chill or whatever. Brian figured out how to get Uber Eats or one of them delivery places to bring us like 150 chicken wings one night. You guys went and ate pizza, and I was like, I don't want to miss that, but at the same time, like the car's in race mode, and 30 minutes to turn around and go and eat pizza, and I didn't really want pizza, and because race weight and blah blah blah. So I was like, and the guys were like, "How about wings from Wingstop?" And we were like, "Sure." And I've got a picture of these guys carrying 150 wings and all kinds of other stuff. It was wild.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out. Live stream was incredible.
Yes.
I watched it the whole time I drove.
Yep. And Josh does a great job announcing. He is excellent.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
A lot about the cars.
Motor Mania TV did an amazing job with the live stream. Like I said earlier, we did some improvements this year with racer names and winners. And then Josh Castle absolutely knocked it out of the park. I wish I could get that guy to sign a lifetime, you're my only announcer forever deal. But very fortunate to have him on board.
Yeah. Doherty and those guys were joking on the Gearhead Perspective podcast. Was that Monday night, John?
Yes, sir.
About Josh. So like Josh is one of the best announcers out there because he like has a notepad and walks the pits and talks to all these racers on tech day. And it started like Wednesday was like, John all the way from Oklahoma out here. And by the end of it, it was like, this badass John Doherty bringing the all the way from Oklahoma. I mean, it was really a good time.
He brings a lot of energy to it, and Josh is a racer and has built cars and all that stuff. So like he has a great understanding of what goes into these cars, how they run, how to make them run. So like I think it's a really good connect versus sometimes you get announcers that may be really into cars, maybe they never built cars or they've never raced at a higher level. And Josh has done all that. So he really can associate well with people like that, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. He spent a lot of time in the pits throughout the whole event talking and getting information. And
He did a great job. Scott Story, thanks, buddy. We'll have to have you on in a couple weeks. I want him to tell the story of that car. We've got, I caught him for like, I think it was 7 or 8 minute video that he did talking about the car and all the thrash from last year to this year. That'll drop on Friday or Saturday morning. So, what were we talking about? Sorry, I was we started with Kamek Station, but talking about the pizza and the wings and stuff, that leads us into the racer party, bro. Badass. 60 by 120. Come on. I need to shop. That's the size of my yard, y'all.
So we got
Alan's shop is awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah. We got really lucky with some audibles. Not only did we have a track change, but that also put us in a different area than I was expecting to be for checkpoints. We had one less track cost, so I said, screw it, we're giving back. I got 35 pizzas from our sponsor last year, Pizza King, and I called him up. I said, hey, you got anywhere we can go to like eat this stuff that's undercover? And I could hear him kind of thinking, and he's like, well, why don't you come here? And I'm like, what do you mean here? He's like, I got a shop. So I'm thinking, standard, I don't know, 40 by 20 pole barn or something. We show up and it's a 60 by 120, minimum 60 by 120.
Minimum, yeah.
I think it's 80.
I think, oh my gosh, wow.
Amazing shop. Clean. Like you could eat off the floor. I think some people may have. It was a couple lifts, basketball court. Adam and his daughter, I think, were going one-on-one on some basketball. It was just a great time.
Yep. Yeah, and twin turbo R8, a highly modified GT3 Porsche. Yeah. I mean, and small tire Camaro up on the lift. I mean, the area over there that was the 3 lifts, that's the size of my shop. My shop would have fit in there. It was pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was amazing for them to, shout out to Alan for letting us crash his house, and I'm very happy with how respectful everybody was of his shop.
It was nicer when everybody left than when they got there. I mean, everybody was very respectful, and that's good to see too.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Speaks of the quality of people again that are at this race.
Yeah, and the whole time Matt's like, listen, parking is going to be super limited, and we pull in, and it's like, dude, could have parked twice as many cars as we had. It was pretty awesome. Don't bring your trailers; we're not going to have room.
Right. We definitely audibled again a lot on that this week. There were points where I allowed people to take something other than their race car because they had already swapped it over to go to some of our checkpoints like a summer place. Or the pizza party.
The summer place was super cool too. Like, I don't know how that guy put all that stuff together, but he did a good job.
Yeah. He does car shows there a couple times a year. It's a pretty neat place.
Oh wow, interesting. Yeah, that was a cool spot. And to be an old, I hope I'm that cool when I'm that old. You know what I mean? Like I've got cool stuff to people want to come see. All right. Well,
you missed this one, but we had McKinney Corp in Lafayette, Indiana. I unfortunately didn't get there either, but super cool checkpoint. They were so happy to have us. Gave everybody a tour of the shop. They build race cars. It was awesome.
I'm glad you said that because Murph McKinney is going to be on Saturday morning talking about it. Because, dude, so Monday Morning Racer, Lee Craft is a big deal for them, runs a lot of their social and stuff like that. But he was there, and of course he does a lot of NHRA racing and coverage and all that kind of stuff. So when the drag and drive stuff came through, dude, he said it blew those guys away, the kind of stuff that was going to be. They figured it would be regular cars, you know what I mean, like modded Camaros and stuff, but they were like, Lee said they've just blown away the whole time. All the amount of cars, the cool cars, the level of cars that were coming through and the kind of stuff that they saw. So it was pretty neat. So he'll be on Saturday morning to talk about their experience of having, this event come through as a route stop.
Can I talk about the other route stops that we didn't get to go to?
Oh yeah, for sure.
So I was trying to get Jungle Park, which is a speedway along 41, opened in 1925, closed in 1956. It was a dirt track that was built in the woods, and there was no wall, no outside wall. So they closed down because people were dying by hitting trees or other spectators at this track. At one point, the straightaways were paved, but not the turns. So you're going faster into the street, the turn. But I tried to get us in there, so we weren't able to, but we still drove by it. Pretty cool. And
Nice.
Indiana Military Museum down in, Adam helped me with the town, Vincennes. They were going to open the doors for us, but again, we got rained out for Wagler, so we couldn't go down there. Would have been cool route stop with some good old military stuff. And then we're going to go to Brownstown Speedway, again, just another circle track. And Cummins actually had opened their doors to us in Columbus.
Oh, cool.
There's a lot of Cummins buildings in Columbus. They're COB, they call it, and an engine plant there. Big glass building with a huge C on the front. It was going to be our backdrop for our pictures.
We'll have to go there in the fall when we do that prepped one.
I think my wife is listening. This isn't going to turn out. And then we also had a covered bridge in Columbus that we were going to go to. Couple cool food places. We tried to make our routes very thorough. E85, how many miles to the next station, what food options you have. We're flexible with our routes, meaning I give you what I suggest you to run. It's basically avoid highways to get between the points, but nobody's standing there saying you got to go that route, you have to cross this railroad track this way. Get there safe, but enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Todd Michael saying it doesn't rain at Edgewater in the fall.
He's saying that because I basically refuse to go to Edgewater. Every time I go there, it rains.
Oh man. How late fall? Well, I'm not going to get into it here, but there is something fun working in the fall. We'll just say that has to do with back to the street stuff.
Yes, Michael, I like it.
It's going to be a good time. If it works.
Can it be on the East Coast?
No. If this works out like this, it's going to be right in the middle.
So, really cool.
Yeah. Just leave your car somewhere in the middle. It'll be fine. We'll get it to the track for you. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Brian Ward makes a great question or a great point. All those poor printed routes.
Oh man.
Dude.
I wish I had my printer in here. It's still in the trailer, but the $60 Prixma from Walmart did work. 1,200 pages, 15 ink cartridges, 18 hours straight printing.
Oh my gosh, dude. You're an animal.
And it survived somehow. And we only used one of the days.
Yeah. That's so sad. That is so sad. And that's one thing that people don't think about is like the printing of routes and waivers and sheets and sheets and sheets of paper. So yeah, it was a beautiful trip. Y'all want to say thank you. What's one thing we hadn't talked about that we need to? Anything?
How great Matt really did do on this, and we've hinted around, but man, he really did a great job. And I say it all the time, and everybody that's been a part of this or has done this, you really can feel it and see it in the way he acts and what he does. It is truly all about the racers, and it's very nice.
Yeah. Everybody's saying go into Kinko's $800 in
$1,000 quote.
Yeah.
I did it for under $200. Yes, I had 18 hours into it, but guess what? I can't pay out that $800 if I pay Kinko's or FedEx to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
From a dude that's hosted events, I mean, I've told you this to your face and over the phone, but you did an incredible job.
Thank you.
There's a lot of promoters that would have just been like, oh, well, hey, we're not going there. So we'll see you guys at Bunker Hill on Sunday.
Sure.
Like, I mean, that was the easy answer and you didn't give it to him. So that was awesome. What are these Crocs? I need to see these things.
You saw them at PRI.
Oh,
yeah. I wore them most of the week.
Nice.
Gabby was majorly embarrassed about it, but
yeah, those were incredible.
She's
And
jealous.
we all know how great Matt does because we've been part of this, most of us, since the beginning.
Yep.
But you really see it when you talk to like John Doherty or Derek Adams, these new guys that this is their first time. Because we tell them how great this is, but you see it. You know, after the first day, you see it. And then when Matt pivots all these things that he's got to do, I mean, we all know he's going to do it because he's always done it. But when you see those guys, see how amazing he is and everything he does, it's pretty cool.
Right? To go from front side no prep to half track.
right, exactly. With no warning.
Yeah, it was great, man. It was awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna put you guys all backstage. Thank you all so much for being on tonight. I appreciate you guys have spent nearly almost an hour and a half with us and told stories that will live on forever and hopefully make Back to the Streets that much more infamous as we move into the next year. And then, you know, Matt will really start having to limit entry because he didn't want to deal with a bunch more people. And man, it's gonna make these spots prime time. Like gonna have to do it. So, all right, guys, thanks a bunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
See ya.
See you guys. Dude, what a night, man. This was cool.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely makes me wish that I was able to go. You know, hearing all the great stories and how much fun it was. It's definitely it's a struggle. There's so many great events that I just can't make it to them all. You know what I mean? So it's definitely a struggle. But yeah, this one definitely sounds awesome, and it needs to be something I need to figure out how to work it into my schedule.
Well, and I think that's what us attending these events kind of helps with. Like, how do we figure out which ones are must attends? You know, I'm trying to do a lot of new events or events I haven't been to in a while, and this one was at the top of my list for one of the events that I needed to get back to. And I'm glad, you know, I was able to go because, dude, it was badass. So next year we'll just bring the Mustang and you can race and we'll get content that way.
I love it.
All right, man. Lead us out, dude.
Once again, appreciate all of our race car friends that were in here all night making comments, all of the race car friends that came on and had conversations with us. Again, can't do it without all you guys. Appreciate each and every one of you. And again, our sponsors, we've got affiliate links, we've got discount codes. If you just need to talk to somebody at one of these companies, reach out to us. We will get you in contact with the right person. So thank you to Summit Racing Equipment, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, AFCO Racing Products, Performabuilt Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Low Dollar Motorsports, Power Tube TV, and Racing Junk. And again, we will see you guys all on Saturday morning.
Yep. Gonna be a great time. See you guys.